It's Raven, your GS.
Joe, one third of the cyber nerds. We are live, guys. I'm Joe, one third of the cyber nerds.
And I'm Raven, your GS.
And today, we've got another episode of Sith Temple.
Sheesh.
What's good, man? What's
going on?
Bruv, out here, chilling, normal things. What are you saying?
I'm good, man. Just happy to be here for another episode where I can squeeze the life out of these Jedis. Just love it, man. Just love this life, man.
Disclaimer, the cyber nerds do not promote squeezing the life out of anything, but Sith Lords do.
Indeed. Alright, cool. So what's on the agenda today?
Wait, do you know what? Yeah, wait, hold on for a second. Firstly, I don't know if we did it in the last video, but, our new Sith Temple, I just want to give away the location of our new Sith Temple.
Oh, okay, do
Yeah. Our new Sith Temple is at the YouTube space in London, innit? So,
shout out to you, man.
Shout out to YouTube Space London. They're trying to help us. We're trying to help them. You get me? So this is what we're doing now. Do you know what I'm saying? We thought that Sith Temple was a perfect opportunity of something that we could try and do at a different location because it's a different show. It's not like... It is like everything else, but it's not like everything else. So it's not like everything else. You get me? So we're here. That's it. Get me? Don't ask me what's on the thing. It's your thing.
I know it's my thing, but I love this.
What's wrong with you?
No, but it's because I think you just ended up confusing people even more. But
with what? Confusing them with what?
Like it is and it isn't. It's the same, but
bro,
it isn't.
Fam, use the force. Understand? It's the same thing. But it's not the same thing.
Fam, not everyone's force sensitive, fam.
Bro, why are you at the Sith Temple? Listen.
Just praying, innit?
Alright, cool.
Just praying, bro.
Man's just Han Solo standing outside, just watching through the window.
There's a lot of people that love Han Solo.
So what is man doing in there? What they doing in there, fam?
You know what I'm saying?
Alright, cool.
Cool. Alright, so before we get started, if you're not a subscriber, by all means, if you want to get more Star Wars content straight from London, UK. Bang, it's right there as
button.
Joe. Huh?
Choke that subscribe button.
Oh, you go ahead.
I already did it.
Oh, you did it.
Oh,
okay, cool. There you go. You see that? And if you want to get involved even more, guys, we are, building up our Patreon Star Wars community. So by all means, if you want to be part of that, where you get to be an influence in the show. What we run, the topics we talk about, review, reactions as well. We do all of them things there. By all means, up there you go, because we said so. But yeah, back to the show. And today, let's talk about a iconic, a character that's become more and more iconic, and who goes by the name Ahsoka Tano, aka Snips.
Please never call Ahsoka Snips. Again.
No, we're gonna start with Snips because that's where we are. So the way we're gonna go with this. Alright, so beginning, like when we first got introduced to Ahsoka, middle ground, okay, where she's more like her master before it became Darth Vader, and then we go into the new book, which I'm currently reading. I'm only 5 chapters in, so by all means, don't kill me. I'm just gonna go by.
I was about to say that book's not even new, fam. It's your new book, but that book's been out.
Yeah, like this book's been in the shelves for a hot minute. But by Emily Kate Johnston. So shout out to you. So far, so good. So we're gonna dab into now. Joe is not reading this book.
Joe doesn't read books.
He doesn't read books
that don't have pictures in them.
True, so like pop-ups and all them things there in it. But based on what her journey, then I'm gonna pepper you up with what's in there, and I want to get your take from that as well. So Ahsoka, do you actually remember what what season she came in?
So, are you in the first episode?
She's in the first episode. I can't even remember, bro. It's a madness. So what are your first thoughts on Ahsoka? I know we spoke about this, but
come man, like everyone knows, Ahsoka's in the beginning was annoying, innit? Like it's just this character didn't listen to nothing, weren't trying to hear nothing.
Much like a master.
Yeah, but different because she wasn't on job then. Like when she, what I'm saying, when she was smaller or whatever, she went on job. She was just annoying, fam. Like just an annoying character. But at the same time, like it's understandable because you're just a kid, innit?
True.
Do you know what I'm saying? You're just a kid. You got thrown in. You got these powers, and her race has abilities as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So, don't know, man.
You know what? Like, I haven't. Is one of the things I'm interested in is seeing that, and I'm not sure if it's out there already, and if there is, by all means, guys, jump in the comment section below and let us know. But how did she become to be the apprentice? Not the apprentice, the apprentice.
The Padawan.
The apprentice. No. No, because Sith Temple, we don't call him Padawans. Yeah. But
yeah, but we're not talking about Sith.
Yeah, man's in the temple, and man's in the temple. Man, don't
I'm confused to what you're doing right now. What is happening?
Because I said apprentice.
Yeah, she's not an apprentice.
I know, but I said because we're man's in the temple.
I'm not referring to her as an apprentice.
Okay, well, she was a Padawan. How did she become a Padawan? Like, I actually wanted to know.
I don't think they've showed that. You know the Jedi's be stealing babies, innit?
True.
That's what they do.
Toy soldiers, fam.
Bruv, they're baby stealers, fam.
It's mad. Is it? Yeah, like that's actually an interesting take on that. Like no one.
Interesting take.
No one ever picks that up.
That they steal babies.
Yeah,
bruv, they steal babies.
Man's out there recruiting, fam.
Alright, look, yeah. I know someone's gonna be like, they don't steal babies. They talk to the parents and appropriate the children. They steal kids, fam.
Man finesse the parents, fam.
Listen, right? If the police come to your house and say we need to take your child, can you say? Not even would you say no, can you say no? Do you get me? So,
yeah, especially when you kind of like you have that sort of, how would I say it? Not the energy, but like you have this personality.
Yeah,
that,
the persona.
You lot are these...
The peacekeepers of the universe.
Peacekeepers.
And do you know what's mad about that is, I can't remember in what it is, but they're like, we need to get to the kids because...
If we don't...
Because the dark side has got the list of the Force sensitive babies. And they try and make it out, yeah? Like, oh, we need to save these kids from them. Fam, you're doing the same thing. Both sides are right here. Oh, we need them as young as possible and as strong as possible. Do you know what I'm saying? Both sides are out here stealing kids, fam. But they try to give it the perspective like the Jedi are doing it like for the good of something. No, fam.
And you know what's mad? They actually show that in in Rebels?
Yeah.
Where the what do you call it?
It's the Inquisitors.
Inquisitors.
Yeah.
Go after them, and they just show like their side of things.
The children. Like,
that is just so.
The Inquisitors are going after the children of the Force, and the Jedi's are trying to stop them. Fam, it's also in the game The Force Unleashed. The kid in The Force Unleashed, Vader takes from. So I think.
Is that the one with Sam...
Starkiller, yeah. Sam Witwer. Sam Witwer is the kid.
Right.
Who gets taken.
Is that the first one?
That's the very first game.
I started playing that game.
First game.
I think I might be like maybe 3 hours into that game.
But you must have played it then, because in the first mission of that game, you play as Vader. You go up the hill or whatever, and then you beat the Jedi protecting, who is the father of the Ute. Then you take the Ute, and that Ute becomes Starkiller, fam. That's just the way, fam. So what are we talking about here? How Ahsoka got appropriated?
So how she got appropriated, and why her? Like, why would she could have been anyone's Padawan, but she ended up being Anakin's. Like, so I kind of want to know like that kind of story behind that.
Nothing I've seen dives into why she was selected by Anakin, but I would presume Anakin picked her, and because I think we see that Obi-Wan picks Anakin. Qui-Gon picked Obi-Wan. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Qui-Gon picked Anakin, and then Finn kind of had to like carry on his.
He didn't have to though.
Right.
So I'm sure he could have been like, oh, I don't want Anakin.
Right.
But he took him obviously out of loyalty to his dead master. But I think more so the process is you picking your Padawan. Or your Padawan picking you, or the Force doing it. However them man do that.
And I kind of want to see that. Like, the same way we go with Anakin, I kind of want to see that. Because she's become such a important character into the Star Wars universe.
Has she, though?
I think so. I think, especially because who a master is.
See, and this is what I not hate, but this is why I disagree. She's important to us because she's important to us. Like, we've been through lots with her. We know her connection to Anakin and Vader and all of that stuff. But for me, realistically, if they don't put it in the movies, they are not giving it. They're not saying it's important. And if you're not in the movie, then I'm not saying you're not important, but they don't. I just think they don't believe you're important enough.
Yeah, but see, with the movies, there's a thin line because of the way the movies were introduced and how things developed, like afterwards. So there's characters who were just part of a novel, and they got so big in the novel. It was like, oh, throw them in Rebels. Like what's his name?
Saw Gerrera.
Saw Gerrera, and there's also a blue-faced guy. What's his name? Oh,
Cad Bane.
Not Cad Bane. He's the general. Oh man, I was just reading his book not too long ago.
The general. Oh, Thrawn.
Thrawn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they become very important characters because of their roles and they make things happen.
Thrawn is different. Yeah.
Why is that?
I think Thrawn's different because Thrawn existed in the EU. Firstly, everyone loved it, and then why not? Do you know what I'm saying? But also, it's like, and this is what I'm saying. Like, they're doing something that's fan service. Yeah. Firstly, taking them from the EU and bringing them into Rebels, but at the same time, it's like, oh, we're only doing this fan service thing. It's not like we're putting them in the movies. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, you got to put man in the movies. You got to put Ahsoka in the movie. Like, Ahsoka to us is so important, but for me, she won't be validated until she shows up in the movie. That's for me. For me,
that's
for
cool.
me.
That's
for
fine.
me. Get me? No. Because when I say validated, it's like I'm not taking away from who her character is, but until the real, like, the movies is the main event, fam.
Right.
Like, until you've been part of the main event, I can't. You know what I'm saying? How can I say she's bigger than Boba Fett? How can I? You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. And Boba Fett does nothing.
That's actually mad.
Fam, what do you want? That's just what it is, bruv. Boba Fett does nothing, but he's bigger than Ahsoka Tano, fam. And he is. And she damn near plays a part in that whole Anakin Vader thing. Like, bruv.
I want to hear this from you, lot.
Guys, jump in the comment section.
I want to hear this.
Bruv.
This is going to be an interesting one, man.
Bruv.
Comments upon comments.
Yeah, no, go and do your thing.
It's bad. Yeah, so, again, with me, right at the beginning, it's like, oh, who's this you? Like, it's just, you know what I mean? And I feel that, you know, we kind of felt the same way about her. But as the seasons progress, and obviously as she spent more and more time with her master, and she start picking up his traits, we kind of like start falling in love with her character and I think there was that pivotal point when she was like, after the Jedi Council did her dirt, because, you know, she had to kind of like prove her innocence, you know, and she was just like, no, like, you men are different, and I'm out.
Not different, you men are wrong. Like, do you know what, yeah? I've never loved Ahsoka more until that moment, fam. And do you know what kills me about that moment? Is it breaks my heart that she left. Because she left the Jedi Order, but more so, she left Anakin. Like,
but did she leave Anakin, or did Anakin leave her, fam?
No.
Even though she's the one who's physically walking away.
She left Anakin. Anakin was on her side the whole way. Yeah. The whole way. Never wavered. Knew she was innocent.
Yeah, he was on the corner the whole time.
Was determined to prove it, fam.
Yeah.
Now,
but was that
Anakin, bruv, Anakin's with the Jedi, innit? Get me. He's following the path that he believes is his, fam. Get me. And for him, he couldn't walk away there. He couldn't walk away. Even though he knows their man are wrong for what they did to her, in his mind, it can be rectified. And like, it can be, in his mind, he's just like, alright, they were wrong, but you come back and we'll rectify this. You know what I'm saying? We can rebuild this. But he didn't go through what she just went through, where everything she's ever known since she was a stolen baby, turned on her, and like there was no due process. There was no like these lot really trying to find out what was going on, and she had to bust. She had to bust case, and for me, he had to stay.
No, I would obviously he had to stay, but what I'm saying is like, was that enough? And this is where like he didn't physically leave her because she's the one who walked out the gates. But what I'm saying is like the whole aspect of like doing more for her not to go, or at least like
there's nothing more he could do.
Keeping those bonds.
The reason I say there's nothing more he could do is because, for me, obviously, when you go from Padawan to Jedi, you go through a trial.
Mm-hmm.
And while I'm watching this, I'm like, this is her trial. So when she takes off her Padawan thing or gives it back to Anakin, that's like, she becomes, in my mind, not a Jedi, but she's someone who has passed your Padawan training.
Mm-hmm.
She passed her training and just realised, bruh,
she just didn't become
being a Jedi.
master, yeah.
Well, being a Jedi is not for me. She wouldn't have been a master. She would have just been a Jedi. Being a Jedi is not for me, and she cut. And I think that's fine because she was at that maturity level where she doesn't need Anakin anymore. She didn't need Anakin's input on that decision. That's her path she's got to take, and I think that was the best thing that could have happened for her.
Mm-hmm.
Get me?
All right, now amongst these two was always Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Is there something that man could have done a little bit more? Being the master, obviously being the master of a master, and because she grew up amongst those two. Like whenever there was a mission, them it was like a trio thing. It was a 3-man thing.
Yeah.
Like so, where should have Obi-Wan stepped a little bit more?
No, he can't step in at all.
Why?
Obi-Wan played. Listen, it's not your Padawan. Straight like that.
Even though you grew up around our circle, like between he was just as a master as
Obi-Wan does what Obi-Wan should be doing. He talks to Anakin, sometimes advises Ahsoka, but never really gives her directives.
Right.
Yes, that's his position, fam. Because bruv, listen, yeah, like, bruv, don't come around here. Like, why are you trying to influence this is my Padawan, fam. Like, that's Anakin's responsibility, fam. Anakin's got to handle that, fam. That's for me. That's for me. Even though you're the guy who trained Anakin, fam.
There's boundaries. There's
there's boundaries. Like, yo, that's my apprentice. Or, that's my Padawan. I'm talking about for me. I'm talking about for me.
Man said it.
I'm talking about for me. No, I'm talking about for me personally. I'm talking about for me personally.
Cool.
Like, yo, don't be talking to my apprentice. You do your thing. And I feel like that's how them man had to move as well. Like, you never really see bare, like, of that kind of cross-pollination, like, next masters talking to next Padawans and instructing them heavily. Do you know what I'm saying? So, I'm good with Obi-Wan staying out of it.
Alright, cool. And there's a reason why I've asked that question, and we'll pick up a little bit forward. But I was like watching this again, and it's like, I'm so glad they got to give us this perspective as well.
What perspective are you talking about?
Of like the Jedi being wrong, like not that it's in a clear, because we've seen it like from time, like that you man are moving mad, like you man are not who you praise to be. You know what I'm saying? The peacekeepers, really, you man are foot soldiers doing the bidding of the empire. You know
of
what I'm
a
saying?
dictator.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
do you know what's mad to me? Yeah, is the line in Episode 8 where Luke goes, at the height of their power, these guys worked for the dark side and let Palpatine destroy them. The reason why it's mad to me that they put that line in, because I was like, oh, so you man actually know what's happening and are admitting it. So, for the last 7 movies, why is everyone acting like this didn't happen? Or like, bruv,
in
the prequels, these man were what'd you say, foot soldiers? These man are Palpatine's foot soldiers, bruv. Like, they empower Palpatine to take over the universe.
Absolutely.
The Jedi are out there working for him.
They're mad bidding for him, fam.
Man's like, you man, go there, do this, intervene with here. Bro, I don't understand how anyone's like, these lot are the good guys, bruv.
Yeah.
Like, allow me, fam.
It's interesting. So, it was, again, it just goes back to what can be shown. They show on the animated series, and we don't get it in the episodes.
That stuff's in the episodes. That stuff is in the... Bruv, we were saying this before.
As clear. Like, me and you will pick up things that we're like... We don't need to... for them to be showing it like...
I hear what you're saying, yeah? But all the clues... Not even clues. The evidence is there. It just depends on what side you line up with, fam. And this is the thing. Certain man watch a movie... Or certain people watch a movie... And because this person is the main character... they're on that person's side and they side with that person all of the time. Oh, whether it's a good person, whether it's a bad person, you're watching it from their perspective, so you agree with them. I don't feel like I'm one of them people. I just watch the thing and I'm like, no, this person we're getting this perspective of, I might believe this dude's wrong. And I might gravitate towards another character. And that's just what happened for me in Star Wars. Like, I'm watching the Jedi and I'm like, how can I back these man? These men are moving mad, bruv. Like, what? Look at what they're doing, fam. Even though the Sith are being portrayed as evil and wanting to take over the universe and whatever, if you watch their movies, Palpatine probably does more good than them man do. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and all the good they're doing, Palpatine's sending them to do anyway. Like, are we watching? I don't know.
It's funny. Like, the question was about to ask, like, are we watching the same movie?
Yeah, are we watching the same thing? Like,
but like, and this is when when people are like, oh, like, how can you be in the dark side? I was like, oh, fam, like, are you paying attention to what's happening over here? You know, like, you'll be living out in the Matrix over here, and so did the Jedi. That man was living, like, that man was arrogant. Oh yeah, these men are not here. Like, since when, like, you stop doing who you're supposed to be just because you don't feel there's something wrong? You don't feel the presence of something.
Fam, what was the worst thing for me? Clone Wars, yeah? Yoda is clocking on. He's clocking on to what's going on. He's having mad visions. Qui-Gon's coming to talk to man from the other side. And like, this is the oldest Jedi they've got on the council. 900 years old, whatever. And they're trying to tell him he's mad. Like, is the Jedi as a whole.
This is why I have a problem.
How are you telling him he's mad, bruv? He could be reaching a new level of Jedi-ness. Do you know what I'm saying? A new supreme master level. And you're telling him he's crazy because you've not experienced it.
But this is why I have a problem with Yoda. Like, and you just said it. Fam.
That's not Yoda's fault, bruv.
I've been hit. But, fam, why are you taking, like, that type of feedback? I remember even they thought, like, he was compromised or something.
Yeah, they thought he was. Yeah, like, they thought he was going to the dark side or something.
Yeah, like, and he was like, how can you as Yoda, like, let the man who's been here for, like, what, maybe who would say, like, what, 20 years max?
Let's say 50 years max. Couple of them man are alien. In fact, let's say 100. He's been there 900 years anyway. Yeah.
So I've got 800 on you. Yo, what are we talking about? And this is why I'm like, Yoda, like.
The reason I don't.
That's why I don't rate men like that,
bruv. I don't rate Yoda either. But the reason why, I feel like you're much harsher on Yoda than I am. The reason that I'm not as harsh on him is because they are part of a council. That is how them man sort things out. We sit in a circle and we talk about it.
Okay.
So if the majority says you're mad, that's what he's been brought up in.
I understand that, but how did the council come together? Was you not there? Probably at the beginning of that council.
He might not have been though.
He might not have been. But he's the oldest one there.
And this is what I think that plays into my part, because he's the oldest one there. He's probably seen stuff like this happen before. Imagine when he was younger and them man were all older and then something was happening to someone else. Like he must have seen Bear Man turn bad. He must have seen bad guys go from bad.
He saw Dooku go bad.
Yeah, but
that was supposed to be the number one guy.
Yeah, but I'm talking about when he's younger. Like as an older, you have a different way of looking at it. But imagine younger Yoda being in the council, like all fresh and green, and bare sideways stuff happening. Like, this guy goes bad. Who was on the council? Do you know what I'm saying? So they must have like the council's the council, fam. And I hear what you're saying, like, but it's the council.
This is where his experience and his age plays a part. And that's why I'm like, yo, you can't let that slide, fam.
There's the council.
I ain't gonna let some little you come and tell you, oh, you're mad. No, you're mad for thinking I'm mad.
Bro,
there's levels to this, man. Like, we're talking about the Force over here.
That's fine if you're dark side, fam. If you're on our side, no one's telling Palpatine he's mad. No one's telling him he's that. Because you can't. Like, but here, that's why them man lose. Like, what do you want?
Yeah, bro, it's a lot.
That's why them man lose, isn't it? You get me?
All right, now going back to the final stages that we've had. So this is before the Clone Wars. So this is before she finds out. So this is basically after Order 66. Right. So she's left the council.
So it's after Clone Wars.
Yeah, and is like doesn't know what's going on in the world. she starts off in this planet, but it's Imperial Day, so she's got a bus case, and now she's in a brand new planet where she's got to outsource everything. She's got to start again, and set up and go into training where it's like, okay, this is how this planet is. If I set up a safe house here, and then every time she's going through, this process, should be like, oh, man, if Anakin was here, like, this place is so quiet. Basically, that planet is only like for plantation. Like, there's nothing happening. It's out of the orbit. Like, it's very far. Like, no one would pay attention to that world, innit? Because there's no type of like good resources for the Empire. So, and it's like, oh man, if Anakin was here, he would be bored out of his mind unless there was some pod racing or something. But Master Obi-Wan would love this place until he'd get himself into trouble, because that's what always happens with Obi-Wan. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some problems, some smugglers, someone that works for the Empire. You know what I mean? Like, and she's all like this. Like, so I'm only 5 chapters in. But so the first few chapters, it's all about psyche, like psyching herself out, like, oh, what would happen if I did this and I was with Master, like she's all in Anakin's thoughts, you know what I'm saying, like, or what would Obi-Wan think if I did this, you know what I mean? So it's very like, raw, like, this is the first time I'm out here on my ones without these 2 guys who always been around me.
Like her 2 older brothers, isn't it?
You know what I'm saying? So that kind of goes back to like Obi-Wan, because like, although it might not show, but huge influence, you know what I'm saying? Then now you have the whole aspect of she can't feel anyone. Like, she's like, yo, where's everyone? I can't feel anyone. Like, what's happening in the world? Like, she's literally like in complete darkness when it comes to the Jedi, to the Force, because like they're all gone. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure all she has right now is like what happened with the clones, and she was like, yeah, man, these men would fall in line with me, and I'd be accepted like this. You know what I'm saying? Because these were my people who I used to go on missions with. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the clones, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's very, right now, it's very like psychology where she's at. So, and that kind of goes back to what I was saying about Ra, like, how much more could these men have done, like, for her? Or maybe not, like you said, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, the whole perspective, like, seeing that perspective, like, now, that Order 66 happened, and she's just out in the world, like,
best thing for her, fam.
Like,
it's the best thing for her. It's the only way she was gonna survive. Get me?
She does mention that quite a lot. It's like, right, would I still be alive?
She'd be dead.
Or
she'd
would I be one of the characters?
She'd be dead. She'd 100% be dead. I think she'd be dead, and Anakin would have killed her. That would, like,
there is one part. Oh my god, there's one part, right, where she's like, oh, like, was there some sort of mercy towards the younglings? Dude.
Don't touch me, don't touch me. You've got issues. You've got real life issues.
I lost it. I said, what was going on? I said, oh, you don't know? Like, obviously she don't know, but the irony of like, yo, man, like, on like 2 seconds ago, you was thinking like, Raw, where's Master? Like, did he survive? Is he okay? Is he injured? Like, I'm trying to tap into the Force to see where is it. Is he looking for me? 2 seconds later, oh, was there some sort of mercy on the younglings? Like,
because that's all you would care about.
Yeah.
Obviously, you'd care about your older brothers, and you care about the kids.
And that goes back to, and then after, like, obviously I did my, my little reaction, whatever, and then I remembered in Rebels where, oh, she lives, and I was just like, and this is what I love about books, fam, because it's just like, it just puts you in that different perspective of what is happening on the other side. You know what I'm saying? This is also why I hold up Rogue One as the number 1, because that's another side you're getting from. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you don't get that in episodes. Another issue I have with that. So like, it's just like, with Ahsoka, like there's so much happening with her, and that whole transition where we started with this episode today, and it's like bang, that's where I'm at. Like I'm only like 5 chapters in. You know what I'm saying?
I love Ahsoka, but I think in the end she has to get killed by Vader.
Are we ever gonna get that? I mean, I know. No, we won't get that.
I don't even know if I want it. This is one of those things that like
you just leave it alone.
I feel like her character needs it, but Vader has to kill her to be Vader. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like killing from what they've set up, yeah, like with Vader, like he's the baddest villain ever. He does all of this stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? I think Palpatine says it to him. You need kill the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker, and I think that's one thing that Vader does successfully. He cuts every single tie to Anakin there is. Every single one. Except for the one he can't, or the 2 he can't. Luke and Leia. So, for me to just know that, Anakin's Padawan is running around somewhere, and Vader, the hunter of Jedis, the Jedi killer, even though she's not a Jedi, didn't get her. If I'm Palpatine, I'm looking at Vader like, you really ain't about that life. Like, you let your Padawan go. Palpatine would see that as so much weakness. I don't see how Vader would continue being man's apprentice. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Palpatine would put man to task to do that, fam. So, but get me.
With her set of skills and obviously seeing... Because...
where you going with this?
Here's the thing with Ahsoka. Because she's not tied up. Like, she's not bonded. Like the Jedi was. She's very flexible in doing things. You know what I'm saying? Like, her skills just moves on to another level because you're not tied into the whole Jedi way.
You just gave me something too much.
Well, what's up?
Too much. That would be even better for me. Like, if she was like Vader's secret apprentice. Like you're saying, like, she relinquished the Jedi. So, if they was to re-meet as Vader and have a conversation and her come to the dark side and have been like Vader's secret apprentice, like that's something like that would be mad as well for the character. And I know in the character they've set her up so much up as a hero and all that other stuff, but I feel like stuff like this is that would be something like that would be real to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like she had an undying devotion to Anakin. Right. Do you know what I'm saying? And she might even blame herself that Anakin's the way he is, even though it's not her fault.
Yeah, she does. There's a lot of self-blaming in the book.
And that's the thing. I think, I've said this before and someone tried to fight me about it. Oh no, Padme was so much more important. I'm not saying Padme wasn't. Do you know what I'm saying?
At some point she became, because there was that void there. That's what I would say towards that.
And this is what I'm saying, fam. I would think that Ahsoka, like obviously the relationships overlap, yeah. But Ahsoka was there, like man grew Ahsoka. Do you know what I'm saying? Ahsoka was like his child, innit? And I feel like if Ahsoka was there, maybe he doesn't make that turn. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe she can talk him out of it. But now that he's already turned, I feel like maybe she could guilt herself into staying with him. Maybe not. Okay, when I say apprentice, maybe that's too much. But being like knowing he's Vader and not trying to stop man. Do you get what I'm saying? Like having that realization, like like you are Anakin, you're still Anakin. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they always show Vader wavering, Okay, let me not say wavering, but remembering who he was sometimes.
Because you can't help it. It's like
you can't. But but this is what I'm saying. The Vader they paint the picture of is he doesn't have those moments. Right. So for him to be that Vader, he's got to kill her, unless she comes to his side. But I think it makes more sense.
I think she grows old. I think she just
way.
I think because you know why?
I would hate that
because there is like Force sensitive that used to be Jedi's, and they got disbanded from the council. And even some of them, Vader goes after. There's one master is sick. He almost got Vader. Can't remember his name. He's on Vader Down, I think. And
I know what you're talking about. The guy in the village.
The old
the guy in the
geezer.
hill. The guy in the hill.
In what? Yeah. Madness. You know what I'm saying? So she could easily become that, because what she goes through here is like, there is times where she's like, I gotta know how to tap into the Force without giving it away. You know what I'm saying? And this is where I'm thinking, like, this is where my whole thing
Impossible.
What?
No, you can't do that.
Why?
You can't do that. You tap into the Force and it be undetectable. No.
Like,
Nah.
I mean, till now, she's been, and we've seen it, like, it wasn't until a long period that Vader was like, oh, she lives. The apprentice lives.
Because in my mind, she weren't using the Force like that.
Like, she's still like, when she's by herself, she's like, it's a way of, it's like, not going mad. You know what I'm saying? Because she's still trying to find these men. Like, she's like, think of this, like, she's like in a pitch black room. That's where she's at, fam.
She can't grow old. Vader's got to kill her. I'm just saying, bruv.
That's very possible. That's very possible happening. But
you're making me want it, and I don't want it, Raven. Because I don't know. This is one of them moments where
the dark side, he wants it,
fam. Oh, yeah, I want it for Vader. For Vader's legacy, he's got to kill her, bruv. It's like, it's not like Kylo killing his dad, but it's one of those kind of things. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is one of the things I also hate about episode 8, but Kylo should have pressed the button on Leia. Should have.
And this is the problem with the movies.
I
personally think that's for movies. That's why they don't go like that. Because if that particular bit came in a novel or a comic book, I think they pushed it.
No. And see, the reason I disagree with that, I mean, maybe because I know he's got to push the button on her. He has to, and it makes even less sense for the character Kylo, because he's committed to the dark side at that point. Blow her up and be that guy. It's like, bruv, you've got the same scenario again. Get me? I killed my dad. Boom. Mom, got to press the button on her. And then that makes it like, then I'm even more believable on you, Supreme Leader Ren. Do you know what I'm saying? But you not doing it, and then you let some unknown stormtrooper blow up your mum. Like, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? What does that actually mean for that stormtrooper?
Yeah, who are you, fam? So you just
FN 11111. Like, what, bruv? Like, bruv, Kylo Ren needed that body, fam.
Cool. Before we wrap up, there's one aspect that we start here in this book, which she's facing Darth Maul. That's how this book starts. She's facing Darth Maul.
Where?
When? I can't remember. But she's facing. I think this is further up the book, but this is where they started with it. And he's like, "Yo, man, you're not even a Jedi. You're a waste man, basically." So she's like, "Yeah, man. Like, this is what Maul does. Pushes buttons.
Yeah, manipulation.
You know what I'm saying? Start manipulating, make you feel some type of way. So, so you fall into that trap, and then man can, slice you up, and then obviously they move forward from that, and then obviously the story starts from Order 66. But then in one of the parts where she's like, "Yeah, I could have had him, but I chose to save." I think she said, "I chose to save Rex, but I could have had man," and I was like. That also puts me in the minds like,
oh, this is interesting, isn't it? How does that? Wait, you're cool with that? That she could? You think that Ahsoka could kill more?
That's what she.
I'm asking you.
Me, obviously not, because to me, the way I hold up more, obviously I wouldn't be cool with that.
No, I'm not asking you if you're cool with it. Do you believe it?
No.
Okay,
but
right.
it's one of those things where when you're reading the book. And they put you in that scenario.
Obviously, you're reading it from her perspective.
You're like, that's deep. Like I was like, you're going in. You're going in there.
Guys, jump in the comment section below. Who wins? Ahsoka or Darth Maul?
Yeah, Darth Maul's a bit too skillful. But yeah, coming to an end of today's episode, Ahsoka Tano. As you guys been hearing a lot of stuff about her, but if you do know more about her, if you're reading the book, if you've been following the journey. If I don't know if there's any comic books about it, if there's anything that we missed out that you feel like we could pick up from you, by all means jump in the comment section below and let us have it. Because otherwise, what are you here for? You see me? It's a Sith Temple, fam. Nothing but knowledge and tapping into the Force. You get me? But other than that, I'm Raven your GS.
I'm Joe, 1/3 of the Cybernerds.
And we'll see you next time.